Blog Talk Radio.
Good morning, everybody. Aloha from Hawaii. It's probably afternoon for some of you. I'm Jennifer O, and I have my co-host here, Bob Fay, which I'm going to have you go ahead and tell them what you do again, just in case we have some new listeners.
Hello. I take notes for Jennifer.
Wow, Bob. That's not exactly what he does.
I am a guided imagery specialist. I work in stress management field and hypnotherapy. I'm also a professional musician. So that's what I do, and I consult with Jennifer.
Yeah, so we have a good show today, but before I get started on that, I did want to, I've had a lot of questions about my website and they love the website. They think it's beautiful. And if anybody's gone to it and wondering who did that, it's Pam it's Astole, right?
Astole is how it's pronounced.
Astole Inc. You can go to the bottom of my website and click on the little Astole Inc. at the bottom. It'll take you to hers if you're interested. Her rates are extremely competitive, and she's really creative. So for all of you that were wondering about who did the website, and thank you for all the compliments, that's who you'd want to contact.
Yeah, she also did my website, www.bobfahey.com, for my music website, and is currently working on my new website, so for my spiritual counseling and coaching website.
Yeah, she's really talented. It's almost like artistry website stuff. It's different than anybody else's that we've seen so far, so it's quite amazing. Thank you, Pam. Our show today is Law of Attraction Simplified, and I've been getting a lot of questions on this, and I wanted to go over this with you and show you how to simplify this a little bit. The first thing that I want people to realize is that the law of attraction, you're doing this on a daily basis. You're doing it as you're eating, sleeping, breathing. It's already part of who you are. It's part of what your body does on its own. So I would like to kind of get you to realize that versus the stigma of, okay, I have to, me and you've talked about this, Bob, everybody thinks they have to go into their room, keep their kids quiet, take an hour out of their day, which we all know none of us has, and sit there and do some visualization and try to, it gets like really forced, and you're sitting there trying to think of something, it's not working well, you start getting frustrated, you hear the kids in the background, you try it again, you try to slow down your breathing, it's like you're forcing yourself to feel this visualization, you get really frustrated, you decide, forget this, I need to make dinner. And that's what a lot of people I'm coming to realize think is the way it works, and that really is not how that works. What I want to point out to people is what most people are doing is the law of attraction during what I call a zone out time. You have several zone out times throughout the day, and that would be, you living around here or when you were in California, driving is a huge one. I mean, you even talked about people getting into a meditative state when they're driving. Driving is huge. When you're falling asleep, when you are waiting for people or appointments, these are zone out times during the day, and this is when your mind, I've noticed, tends to really work with the law of attraction. Now, what I'd like people to realize is what they're doing during the zone out time. I know that most people are thinking, man, I have to go to the grocery store after work. I don't have enough money to pay this bill. I need to pick up the kids. I don't feel like I have enough time during the day. I mean, it's just one thing after another. You're going through, the list of what you have to do that day and what's stressing you out. It's a cycle, and then you're more stressed out at the end of the day. You really need to use this zone out time better. I had a friend of mine, which we talked about this, I explained to her what I'd like people to do is realize that and switch the zone out time to daydreaming time. Remember when you used to be, don't you love your daydreams when you were little? Remember?
I still love my daydreams. And I'm still little. you're right. One of the interesting things that you're hitting on here is people always feel like they don't have enough time. There are two things about that, and particularly when I do my coaching work and things like that, I, for myself, will spend enough time talking myself out of doing something or explaining to myself or anyone else how I don't have time to do something that I could have done that very thing several times throughout the day. So as a matter of fact, there is plenty of time, and you talk about that zone out time for daydreaming or visualizing what you want, and our days are just loaded with that. And you said it, we were talking this week, as long as you're thinking about something, you might as well be thinking about something that you want as opposed to something you don't want. The law of attraction is always working, and the point is you get what you focus on. So what you're focusing on mostly, you'll create. You will get what you look for in life, period. And so when it shows up and it's something that people will say, well, that's not what I was looking for, but they'll say, well, I want $1 million in my bank account by next week. And then, I got to pay this bill, I got to pay that bill, and these people are going to shut off my electricity, and da-da-da-da-da. Electricity gets shut off. Hey, I said I needed $1 million, it didn't work. It's like I have also said to some of my clients, that's like taking the Abs of Steel program and doing 1 or 2 sit-ups and saying, it doesn't work. You get what you focus on. So spiritually and mentally, your workouts are always available to you. What are you doing during that time? Be conscious of it.
Well, and the other thing, too, there is I have written an article on this, which, by the way, you can go to my website, Hawaii Psychic Jen or JenniferOPsychic.com, click on any of my e-Zine articles because it's not connected to my website yet this morning, but it should be hopefully tomorrow. You can click on any of them and click on my name when you get to the e-Zine, and it will take you to the Law of Attraction Simplified article that I have. What I want people to realize is they are doing this on a daily basis, and when they get frustrated because things are happening, they need to check their thoughts on what they're doing, because you have at least 8 zone-out times during the day, and you are normally thinking about how stressed you are, how mad somebody made you at work, how you don't have time to do things, how how the husband or wife made you mad. I mean, it's so many everyday things. And what I want you to get back to doing is daydreaming. In the daydreaming state, I've noticed when I explain this to people, everybody has a fond memory of daydreaming. And when you were a kid, you did fun stuff when you were daydreaming. You would think about the new bike that you wanted. You would think about where you'd live when you grew up. You would think about all these really cool things, but you don't just think about it. You feel it. When you're littler, when you're younger, and you're daydreaming, or even when you're older now and you're daydreaming about a trip or something, you really put yourself in that place. Daydreaming has such a positive spin on us. We all know how to daydream. So use the daydreaming in your zone out time. And there's some key things that causes. We have some funny stuff on our radio.
Remember, wash your hands. And to prevent the spread of influenza virus, it's important to
not really sure what's happening, but I'm going to go ahead and keep talking here. So anyways, during the daydreaming time, is that on our radio? Sorry, guys.
I don't have any idea. It's like all of a sudden we've got a commercial.
We got a commercial right in the middle of our thing. It kind of threw off my...
It's gone now.
Yeah, it's gone now. Sorry, guys. Anyways, during the daydreaming...
Subliminal programming.
Not by us. The daydreaming, the key there is when people have a hard time visualizing, they have a hard time bringing the feeling into their visualizing. This is where I see a lot of mistakes. When they're trying to sit in the room and trying to do the law of attraction, they have a hard time feeling because they're sitting there and they're concentrating on what they want. They're concentrating on the bills that need to be paid, and they have this feeling come in over them like, oh my God, that's never going to happen. It's panic. So when you get in the daydreaming state, when you get in your zone out time, also the other thing that I would like to show people is we really have got some commercial stuff going on. I don't know what's happening there. So when you get into the daydreaming state, the only thing allowed in there is problem solving. And problem solving you need to do where you need to visualize. This is really throwing me off. I hate to say this, but let's see if we can take this caller first. Maybe that will help. Do you want to try that?
Yeah, and sound on that. But, see if that helps. Somehow we're getting some music playing here, so.
Yeah, it just keeps coming in and going. You know, let's take this caller.
Let's find out if this caller can hear it.
Yeah, and then we'll come back to the
what's happening out there. What have you been daydreaming about?
Yeah.
Lysol, I guess.
Yeah, apparently so. Apparently. Caller, you're on the air. Can you hear us?
Are you talking to me?
Yes, I'm talking to you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm just listening to the show, and I did notice a Lysol. I did notice a Lysol. I said I did notice a Lysol commercial, and I'm saying, what's going on here?
Oh, you didn't or did?
I did. I listened to something about Lysol, and then just now something else.
I know. I'm not really sure what's happening with this Lysol
Something's
stuff.
going on with our connection, yeah.
I think something's happening on our switchboard, so we're going to have to just keep talking and hope that goes away, I guess. Here, let me see. Let me hold on 1 second.
We think we found it.
Good.
The culprit.
Good. Well, I'm going to continue listening to your show, and for a few minutes. If I have a question, I'll just press 1 and lift my hand. But I just need to know how it works, and I haven't got.
We're good now. We found the problem, and you can go ahead. We can hear you fine.
Well, you know something, the law of attraction, maybe this was a paid commercial and you attracted commercials to your show.
Yeah.
That's exactly correct.
In any event, I'll keep on listening. My name is Deanna. I'm in Miami and it's freezing cold.
Where are you?
In Miami, and it's been freezing cold.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah.
What question did you have for us today?
I don't know if a question. I just need to change my life, attract what I need to attract, and so far, not so much good. So,
okay. Well, one of the things that I was talking to before we got so rudely interrupted by that Lysol commercial was one of the things that I noticed that can make this really simple for you. Oh, geez, it's back. I'll tell you what. Let me see if I can find it again. Hold on. This is really amazing. I don't even know how to stop this.
I think we have to put it in paranormal instead of putting in spirituality. We might have to put it in paranormal.
Oh, wow, that was really interesting. I'll tell you. Well, I'll have to talk to the Blog Talk people when this is done. Anyways, one of the things that you can easily do is, as you heard me talking about that zone out time throughout the day, this is getting really annoying, I'm telling you. Here we go. Is during your zone out time, when you're driving, when you're falling asleep, when you're waiting for people, or appointments, during this extra time that you have during the day, you need to check your thoughts and what's happening in that time. During this time, you will realize that you're probably thinking about things that are bothering you or worrying you. Your focus is into what you're doing during the day, your responsibilities and that sort of thing. And what we really need to do is be daydreaming or creating our future the way that we want it to be during this daydreaming time. And when you're sitting there, a couple key things. One is if a problem does pop into your head at that moment in time, if something happens where you start to get worried about something, you're only allowed to do solutions in your zone out time. So if you have a problem that you're worried about, one of the best things you can do is imagine that problem being taken care of exactly how you would love it to be taken care of. So, for instance, think of the best case scenario that you would love how it to work out, and then just imagine and go through the motions of that exactly happening in that manner. And when you do that, feel your stress melt away at that time, because be fully in the daydreaming part at that point in time. Feel everything, kind of melt away and feel the stress go away, and then just let it go. And then try to visualize some things that you would like to have in your future. But when I daydream about it, and when you do, get fully involved in the daydreaming part and do it repetitively, constantly do this. And it can be different things. It can be where you live. It can be your house. It can be all different things of that nature. And I'll have to tell you, one of my friends had an issue with this, and we had talked about it. She was really depressed, and we had talked about it, and I was giving her some of these examples, and I was telling her about the zone out time, and I was telling her about she needed to replace this with the daydreaming, and also the problems, and if a problem sneaked into her head, that she needed to use the solution factor, where she could only imagine, the solution happening and the problems melting away. Well, for instance, her thing was money. She was worried about having, she was short like $300 to pay bills. She called me the other day because she was so excited. So she was short this $300, and she decided, you know what, I'm not even worrying about this. I'm going to talk to Jen, or I talked to Jen, and I'm not even worrying about it. I'm just going to imagine that how I want it to work out, and how she wanted it to work out was she got the $300. And she said, and when I daydreamed about it, when I daydreamed it just working out, somehow I got this $300, and I felt the stress melt away. She goes, that just was key for me. When I just felt how good it felt to, have that taken care of and lifted off my back, it was wonderful. So anyways, it wasn't 2 days later, she was working in an area, and when she was working in an area, that it was kind of a flexible income sort of thing, where she wasn't sure how much money she was going to make. She ended up making over the $300. She paid her bills that she needed to pay, and then some. And she was like, it was the most simple change to me, for one little problem. She goes, I couldn't even believe it. I went around telling people, my God, you would not believe how this worked. And she said, and people's eyes just glazed over. They didn't believe me. They weren't interested. They just were like, yeah, right. They couldn't believe that it was that simple. But she had done the key thing. She had used her stress time, her worry time, her zone out time, and she replaced it with the daydreaming, how she wanted the solution to be. And she let go of it and felt the happiness of the solution working out correctly. Then when it happened, she actually acknowledged that she had changed her thinking. So is there anything in particular that I might be able to walk you through a little bit that you had that you wanted to change, or is it a lot of different things?
I'd like to make a comment, a couple of things. One of them is a story about your friend. Sounds serendipitous to me, because today I need $300, which I don't have. I need to pay bills that are like electric and buy a new phone, because this one doesn't have a screen and I lost all my contacts on it. And it's really funny that you mentioned that. And I also work as a contractor, which is some days I work and some days I don't, and I need to visualize people calling me. I translate for the court system and the attorneys. So I need to start doing that exactly. So in that sense, I would say, yes, you are psychic.
Well, thank you. It's always nice to hear someone tell me that as well.
Where are you? You think you're from Hawaii, right?
Yes. Well, I'm not born here, but yes, I am in Hawaii. I've lived here for years.
I visited before Kilauea started spewing. Back, I'd say about 30 years ago, maybe almost. And I stayed at the Volcano House in the Big Island and drove around the devastation area. I love it. What a great place to meditate.
It's amazing. Well, the Hawaiian Islands, if anybody gets into the culture about that a little bit more, the islands are very sacred, and it's one of the vortexes on Earth. It has some amazing energy here. And it's absolutely, the energy is incredible. If you're sensitive at all, you feel that for sure when you come. You're right, though. You do need to change your thinking from the worry, and you really got exactly what I was saying. So when we get off the phone and you start going through your day, and actually you can drop me an email from my website, because I'd like to hear about how this works out for you.
What is your website?
It is topopsychic.com. But I also have hawaiipsychicgen.com, and you can go to either one of those. I have more articles on there, and my new Law of Attraction article is going to be coming out on there this week. But if you click on any of my articles, you can find it on eZine. So you would like to read that. That would be perfect for you to read. But what I'd like you to do during your zone-out time is exactly what you just said. You have a great plan. Imagine and daydream how neat it would be to be in the place of work where you're comfortable, where you feel more secure as far as money goes, because that seems to be a thing with you. So just imagine how neat it would be that, like you said, the phone's ringing, just the feeling that you would get to not worry about the $300 and not worry about the paying the bills, and just how great it would feel this week to be getting these calls and to be knowing that you even had a little bit of savings, and to know that, just what a feeling that would be, right? So kind of
relief.
Yes, relief. And bask in that feeling of relief, though. Imagine, create it the way you want to when you're driving today or when you're sitting on your couch or whatever, and imagine the best way that you would want to see it work out. Don't just go mediocre. Go the best case scenario. I would love to have 10 calls this week, or however many you would like. And imagine that happening. Imagine the phone ringing, you answering, and keep writing down all this work that you have coming up, and imagine that feeling of the relief and how good that feels, and just leave it at that, and continue to do that as many times as you can. And the problem with the phone or the money that you need, if that creeps into your mind during this time of relief and relaxation, just imagine what happens with that. Imagine your best case scenario. Possibly it would be you get those phone calls on Monday, you know it's coming in, and that would be the best case solution. And then just let it go and see what happens. You have nothing to lose is what I like to tell people, because you're already stressed about things, right? So you don't have anything to lose to try this. It's cheap, it's free, literally really cheap because it is free, and you just try it and try the experiment. The other thing that I want to tell you before I let you go is when you're doing the solution part, or when you really start panicking about any problem that you have that comes into your life, and this works amazingly well. I cannot even tell you. I use it all the time. Just talk to your guides, or talk to whoever that you feel comfortable with. Although, Bob, you can't talk to your guides because you said they've dumped you.
Yeah,
but
I've been fired by my guides.
But talk to your guides and whoever that you feel comfortable with, and just know that a solution is going to immediately follow the problem. And just know that somebody, somewhere, a solution is going to follow the problem very quickly. And I'm going to give you an example of that before I let you go as well, so that you can kind of understand what I'm saying, because I use this during panic time. My son has had migraines for years, and he's a teenager, and he has them bad. I mean, like to where he sometimes has wanted to go to the hospital, and he's a boy that has broke several bones from sports, and he doesn't whine around about getting hurt much. Well, he got one on top of the other this week, and he's been having them for about 4 years. We can find nothing to stop the pain, and he suffers for like 6 hours, and this time I just started to panic because he'd had them so close together, and I was like, you know what, guys, I mean, I'm confident a solution's going to follow this problem, and it's going to follow quickly. I know a solution's coming, and I just kept that going through my head. I kid you not, within 1 hour, I had a friend call me that had given me what she felt was a good remedy for the migraines. We tried it on him. His migraine was completely gone in an hour. We have never had that happen in 4 years. He was so thankful, I cannot even tell you. It was amazing how that worked out.
Is it a home remedy? Because I really believe in home remedies.
Actually, it wasn't a home remedy. It was some over-the-counter things with like some caffeine, ibuprofen type things.
There was also some energy work done.
And there was also some energy work done on him at the same time with Kumu Karen, who does Lomi Lomi training on the island, and she's an energy healer. So it was kind of like a combination of things that had happened and had come in at that one time. But for me, it was just amazing because, you know, the solution did immediately follow the problem. I did not expect it to be that quick.
You know, I have a suggestion, and that is when you write a book, I think one of the good titles or subtitles would be Focused Thinking.
That is a good title, and I've been working on trying to get people to actually focus their thinking. I've been putting some blurbs out on my website and some things of that nature because people do not focus their thinking. They do have scattered energy throughout the day. So, but go to my website and check out the Simplified, the Law of Attraction Simplified. And
I will, but I don't have online now, so I only do it when I go outside because of the money situation. But I will within the week write you.
Okay, that would be wonderful.
There's one remedy which you might not be aware of. I'm from South America. In Argentina and Chile, we have something called BOLDO, like bold with an O at the end. Bulbous leaves. Bulbous leaves have the feature that they clean the liver. Now, long ago, they used to think that, you know, dementia and craziness and everything that was not good went through the liver because of all the toxins. So bulbous leaves cleans the liver. So whenever I get upset, unlike in my 20s where I used to take Alka-Seltzer and you name it and allergy pills, I just drink bulbo tea, which is completely legal. It's nothing. It's not a sedative. It just cleans the system out. And I will drink it for several days if I needed to, and it works very well. And I think for some reason, I'm not a researcher, it does affect our headaches because when the blood that circulates in our brain is clean, you can get that in like Argentine or Chilean places or in a natural place. And it's very good. I don't know if it's going to work for you, but, you know, it's valid. We'll see.
Well, thank you for that.
Can I continue listening?
Yes, you can continue listening. You can continue listening. I'm going to hang up right now with you, but do follow the programs that you heard and that you talked about. You're on the right track there, and let me know how that works out for you, okay?
Thank you. Bless you both.
Bless you.
Bless you too.
All right, thank you. Now we're anyways, yes, we have had a lot of people that have, or I have had a lot of people that have contacted me and used this simplified daydreaming, finding solutions for your problem thing through their zone out time during the day, and it's worked really, really incredibly well. And it's very simplified. Again, all you need to do is check out the website. That really threw me off with the Lysol.
Can I make a confession to you?
Yeah. Did you do the Lysol commercial?
Well, I did.
Sponsorship.
I did spray some Lysol on a piece of carpet this morning. I'm not really realizing how powerfully I was connected to today's show. But you talk about one of the important things about the law of attraction and focused thinking or focused daydreaming. Again, as we spoke about earlier, we're always thinking about something. Might as well be positive. And when you notice, it's important to, when you notice your thoughts are going in a negative direction or in a direction that you don't want them to go, that you do have the power to change those thoughts. It takes a little bit of practice, but spiritual practice or practicing thinking your thoughts is just like any other type of workout or routine that you get into. You're going to get the results that you put into it. It's not that much harder work to begin to learn to change your mind. Also, the fact of kind of releasing and letting go of having this and what your idea of the right timing is. Because that tends to put a negative spin on it, and it tends to add a real constricting nervous energy to the result that you're looking for. It's also part of having a leap of faith.
Right.
In relation.
Right.
To
but in this Law of Attraction Simplified, though, for your big goals, I think timing, you don't have to worry about timing as much.
Right.
But for little goals, I mean, I would like to see people do this for everything. Like, I would like to see them do it for relieving stress of even just, like, if you're running kids around to play sports and you start getting stressed about this all the time and you feel like you don't have enough time during the day, I would like that to feel that they have the time during the day and because they're constantly, as they're driving, going, I don't have enough time to do this. I don't have enough time to do this. I would like them to do it for everyday things.
Well, gratefulness in there. I mean, for example, because I did that, of course, my kids are grown now, and I'm not running them around anymore. But if you lost the ability to do that, or perhaps, heaven forbid, you lost one of your kids, I guarantee you that you would give anything to have that time back. So
right.
Being grateful for, you know what, I get to take this time to spend with my child. And in our culture, everything is so hurried and so rushed, and we don't have that quality time either.
Well, and the sad thing is people will do the grateful thing for a while, and then they'll just kind of forget about it. They really, they do. And one of the things that I want to bring up now that we were talking about that as well, you can do this with how you're getting along with family members as well. And I get this a lot. Husbands, in-laws, it doesn't matter. One of the things that people do a lot is they just assume that this person or somebody is going to be in a cranky place, that they're not going to get along with them. Their stomach turns. They just don't want, whenever they have contact with them, they get real upset about it because it turns out not well, and a lot of times that they're treated badly by this person, and it's the same scenario over and over and over again. And with some people that I know that have had difficulty with this for a long time with particular people, they need to stop, if you stop and pay attention to what you're thinking, you are creating this also throughout every time that you think about this person. Your mind immediately goes to the horrible time that you're going to have with them, and how mean that they're going to be in this continuation. What I want you to do if you're in a family situation where you're having some issues, not getting along with somebody, or you're having some issues with interacting with people or spending time with somebody, is stop. Just stop doing that. And when you have your zone out time, instead of going to that stressful place where you know it's going to go, just start with the daydreaming of how cool it would be if it just worked out in your fantasy world. In your fantasy world, it works out in this manner, and just go there and just feel how good it feels if they all of a sudden just had a 180 in their personality and their feeling towards you. It just went so well, everybody got along, and just feel the stress melt away. And don't question it, just feel how good that would feel, because it does a couple of things. It brings your blood pressure down, first of all, and it brings, your tense muscles down, but it's an emotional, it's an energetic release of that feeling. So just imagine, daydream, whatever, it's your fantasy world, so you can work it out any way you want to. And just leave it at that, and do it every time you catch yourself doing this with this relative, or imagining how horrible this interaction is going to be. Just try to catch yourself, stop, and redo it. Go to that happy place in your head of how it would work out if it worked out in the most amazing way. And think big. If you're going to be doing this, if you're going to be thinking, think big. Don't just go, okay, well, I could tolerate it if they were to behave this way. Don't do that. You're in your fantasy place. You're in your daydreaming world. Think huge. Think, no, this would be what I would love this. This would be so amazing and almost like too unbelievable if this happened, and feel how great it feels. Just do that, try it, and see what happens, because I promise you are going to see some changes. Because at that point in time, you're letting go some of your other stuff. You're basking in the feeling. The feeling is huge with the law of attraction. And again, you feel the problem come in, let it just solve it with your best case scenario, your best solution, and know that an immediate solution is going to follow. I have another caller that I want to take. Apparently, Lysol has decided that they pull off of our show today. That's rather nice of them, because now we can hear people.
Since we aren't receiving any residual.
Yeah, exactly. So that would be next. Lysol, if you're hearing us, you have to pay for this, okay? Caller, you're on the air. Can you hear me? Hello? Well, I'm not sure they can hear us.
Must have lost them.
Might have lost them. Caller, can you hear us? Well, we cannot hear you if you can hear us, so we're going to go ahead and hang up. And you try and call back again because I don't know what happened with that connection there, but we could not hear you. So anyhow, what I would also like to see people do this with bigger things, but I think, Bob, one of the things is if they start doing it with the little things, needing to get new tires for the car, everyday stuff, needing to, have more time, or needing to find an outfit or whatever, just needing to find daycare because you can't find someone to watch the kids, anything, something little. When you start with the repetitive little things and see results, they trust it, and then they can keep going and keep going. So I would like you to do it with everything, not just the trip to Mexico, not just the trip to Europe, the new car, not just those things. Because I think that people, when they think of the law of attraction and they go into the vision board and all that, and they're thinking big, they think it has to be large things. But pay attention to what you're thinking about during the day. I was shocked at how much thinking that I did about time and trying to get certain things done, and what I was thinking about when I was driving to work, and what I was thinking about when I was at the doctor's office or waiting for my kids. I was shocked at the amount of stuff, going to the grocery store. Oh my God, I hate going to the grocery store, by the way. And boy, did that go through my head like 118 times, and then go figure when I got there, and it was really stressful.
Well, as odd as this might sound, we're always thinking, but we don't always necessarily think that we're always thinking, or we aren't in tune with the fact that we're doing that. Part of the hang-up I think that people have too is when we were growing up in school, a lot of us got, stop daydreaming, pay attention to what's going on. Now, everything in our physical world today that we see, every man-made thing in relation to that anyway, was first a thought in someone's mind, from the chair that you're sitting in to the car that you're driving or whatever. So everything that you've created in your life, or I've created in my life, or our listeners have created in their lives, it was a thought first. It was a dream first, perhaps. Now, it might have been a dream that they didn't want. Again, as we'd stated earlier, the law of attraction always works. You get what you focus on. And so if you don't like what you're getting, then we need to change our thoughts, or find a way to change our thoughts. And a little bit at a time, a little piece at a time. One of those things would just be to notice, what are you thinking about? What are you actually concentrating on? Where do you put your focus?
Well, and that's what I like, is notice what you're thinking about, because one of my ideas with the Simplified plan is, as you know, with the stress management, I noticed that people are going through their day way too stressed out on little things that doesn't matter. Because frankly, let's face it, you're going to get the groceries at the grocery store. You're going to get the laundry done, and your kids are going to be picked up flat out. I mean, you're not going to forget to buy the groceries, and whether you want to or not, whether you hate it or not, you still have to go. You still have to eat. So what I'm trying to do is put you in a happier place.
Change your vibration about what you're feeling about life.
Life in general.
Everyone can generally find something to be grateful for. It can be just a bed to sleep on, a roof over my head, whatever, just one little thing, and begin to build on that, because in relation to attracting the things that you want in your life, you need to also carry a positive vibration about that. So you need to change in order to have a positive vibration. Begin to change what it is that you're thinking about. Be conscious of what you're thinking about. Take an inventory or a journal about, what are some of the thoughts that I had today? How many times was I thinking very negatively about something? How many times did I turn that around to a grateful thought?
Well, and I think that people, again, will be shocked at how many times during the day they're just stressed out about something little. Stressed out about something little, and you can really change that. Once I changed my vision of going to the grocery store, for instance, and just how I imagined just, getting there and just having it be quick and easy, get through the line fast, and to feel just calm and, fine when I'm there. It worked really well, and then my husband started getting groceries, which worked out fabulous.
I was going to say, you visualized Dave shopping for you.
Well, I'm telling you, I started with it not being so bad, and look what happened. Now I hardly ever have to go. It worked amazing. It was so great. And so, it's the little stuff that I want to get the stress down with people, because I'm seeing a lot of people that are really unhappy just with everyday stuff. Jobs, that's another thing. They tend to think about how horrible that their job is when they get there. And I'm not just talking about being grateful with a job in this economy, because we should be, but I'm talking, and that's a whole other thing, but I'm talking about creating the environment at your job the way that you would like it when you're there. What would make your job less stressful? Would it be, I don't know, it might even be a promotion. Would it be your desk is a different way? Would it be certain people aren't working around you? Create your job and the best solution in your head of how it would feel the best to you. You would get the most performance out of yourself. You would feel the most relaxed. You wouldn't sit there going, I hate going to work the minute that you leave the house. What would be your ideal situation? It may be a different job. I mean, if it's a different job, it doesn't matter. Daydream about that while you're going to the job you hate. Instead of being all stressed out all the way until you get there, daydream about what would be a really great, cool job on your way there and see what happens. You would be amazed what happens.
You can change your focus and your thinking and your vibration about that, too, by saying things to yourself like, won't it be nice when the perfect job does come along? Or won't it be nice when I'm able to get into some classes that will allow me to train in the field that I want to work in? Won't it be nice once I graduate from that? Won't it be nice once this is over and I have this other thing happening in my life that I love to do and I've been dreaming about all my life? So in other words, you're focusing on the end in mind, but you also take that negative spin about it. It's still true that you're in the place where you are, but you're realizing that won't it be nice when this is over with and I have the ideal situation that I'm living in.
But then I do it a little bit differently too, because it's not just a won't it be nice when that'll happen. It's just put yourself in that place in the daydream. So you don't even have to go the won't it area. You're just there. See, in the daydreaming, you're there. You're already in that place. You are feeling the good vibes. You are feeling the, wow, this is so cool that I do this for a living. You are feeling all of that in your daydream, in your fantasy place. You are there. You are there right then, and see what happens. It's absolutely amazing. I was actually trying to find a reflexologist or some reflexology stuff the other day online, and when I was looking, I was getting a little frustrated because I was trying to do it quickly, and I couldn't find the charts that matched what told me what they needed to do, and I didn't really want to do it for a long time, and I sat there and I thought, I really need to find a reflexologist, or I need to meet one soon, because they can explain this to me quicker, and plus I just don't have a lot of time that I want to do all the research into it. And lo and behold, what was it, like a day or two later, I met a really incredible reflexologist, like out of nowhere. It was like, oh, okay, thanks. Thanks, that was really great. So I had shifted my frustration from not getting the information that I wanted to in the time frame that I had at that time, and not wanting to research it, not wanting to do all this. And I had shifted it to, I just need to meet a reflexologist, and they can help me with this. And lo and behold, there they were. The other thing, too, is you really need to acknowledge if this happens, you have to acknowledge what you did and what has happened as a result of your thinking. So when I met the reflexologist, when I got the situation figured out with my son's migraine, I took a moment to just be like, good job, thank you, thank me for changing my thought process on that, and thank the universe for really acting upon what was sent my way. You're sending out and how this works is your thoughts are vibrations, and you are sending them out to the universe all the time. the universe doesn't know the difference between your thought vibrations and things manifesting, such as trees, material items such as your car. It knows no difference. I mean, to them, it's all the same. So that's where I'd like you to check your thoughts on really what are you putting out there. And people have a hard time believing that, but it is really true. I mean, for people such as myself and some other energy healers and different people that can feel vibrations and sense them as well, I'm telling you, it's there. And also, I believe it was scientifically proven that they can see or they can map the thoughts when they go out there.
The vibrational thoughts.
The vibrational thoughts, yeah. I mean, so, and either way, I get back to this is free. You don't have to pay anybody to do this. I mean, you can look at my Simplified plan online. Just try it and see what happens. Just try it. I mean, you'll be amazed. Again, I was amazed.
You'll be amazed at how you can shift. Jack Canfield, he is responsible for the Chicken Soup series, has a really interesting exercise that he does in one of his workshops. And I tried it. I was just listening to one of his discs a while back, and he said, I have all the participants act as though they had $1 million in the bank. How would they act? And it just absolutely changes everybody. And I did that. I was like, wow, so that's another very cool exercise. How would you act if you had all of these things already? That's a way to change your vibration. How would you act, and how would you feel if you had $1 million in the bank? What would you be like? It's incredible how that just changes your feeling and your vibration. So you can bring that feeling into yourself and create that energy, create that vibration. There's a lot to be said for the saying, birds of a feather flock together. Vibrations flock together. Like vibrations attract. So begin to lift yourself. Hang out with the type of people that have what you want in your life. And you'll start to, they love to share. If you like minds, love to share. They love to pick up that energy. We were at a Lomi training yesterday. The energy in the room from the like-minded people was unbelievably incredible.
Amazing, yeah.
Healing, everyone was there for healing as healers, as learning to begin to grow their own healing talents and intuitions, and the energy is incredible. You get in, you find out what the people, where they are, what they do, in whatever it is that you're looking for, and it will change your life in a hurry.
Well, and you brought up a couple of key points, too. One thing that I wanted to also stress to everybody is the money situation. Like, when I like people not to necessarily concentrate so much on actual cash. If you're missing a bill or need some money for bills being paid, what you do is, instead of concentrating so hard on the cash, you concentrate just on the feeling of the bills being paid.
Right.
Instead of concentrating so much on having cash for a car or cash for a trip, you concentrate on getting the car or getting the trip or just it coming to you. And you don't even have to do the coming to you. You have to just daydream what it would be like to be sitting in that car driving, or daydream what it would be like to be on the trip, flying in the plane, what you're going to do when you get there, how long that you're going to be gone. When it comes to paying bills, paying your phone bill, the relief of handing or paying the phone bill, actually getting the receipt back that says paid. If you need new tires, not the money issue on how much the tires are going to be, but the tires themselves, just imagine how good you feel after they're on the car, after how relieved you are that you're not going to get a flat tire type of thing. See, so I would like to remove, a lot of people do concentrate on the money thing and then they get really frustrated. I had a friend that had wanted to do in vitro, and one of her things was she kept visualizing the money. And I was trying to get her to realize, let's visualize the in vitro and it working out and things happening, because she wanted the money for the in vitro. Well, to make a long story short, she didn't get the money figure that she had put on the thing, but she got the in vitro because she ended up with insurance that had paid for almost all of it. It was quite amazing, and Hawaii apparently is one of two or something states that actually pay for in vitro on insurance things. So for her, she had moved around a lot and had run into constant problems with that, so she assumed she had to have a certain amount of money. So I'd like to remove people from being attached to money because, what do you want the money for? You want the money for things that you need in your life, your phone, your tires, your food, your light bill, you need it for those things. Or if you're in a better place, a new car or a trip or something like that. So I'd like to remove the money and have them concentrate more on what it is that they want the money for.
Or the lifestyle.
Or the lifestyle that they want, and feel themselves daydreaming and feel the end results of getting what they want and that they're at that place. So that is kind of, what I want to remove the money stuff out of.
The first time I came to Hawaii, going on 3 years ago now, I guess, I had no idea how I was going to get to Hawaii. And so I just knew that I wanted to come, and I wanted to be here. And so I took every picture I could get off the internet of Hawaii that I thought was cool, and I just had it everywhere in my office. And I even had a picture on the dash of my car, different things like that. Didn't have any idea how I would get here. Didn't have the money to get here. Lo and behold, some things about a month after that fell into place. And to make a long story short, about 3 months after I started that process, I was on my way to Hawaii. I didn't pay for it. I didn't concentrate on the money.
Mm-hmm.
I just had
exactly.
This is where I want to go. This is where
exactly.
I want to be. And then I wanted to come back again for a Lomi Lomi training through Kumu Karen at Kapua Okalani. And I didn't know what I was going to do, but I wrote down on a calendar the date that I was flying to Hawaii. Bam! I had the money. It came in, bought the ticket, and wound up being able to come to the training. So, being able to take things, it's similar to a vision board. I mean, there are ways that you do a vision board that can be a lot more precise. But for me, it was get to Hawaii, and I had pictures up everywhere of Hawaii. I was just thinking about Hawaii. Didn't know how I was going to get there, but it happened.
Well, vision boards are amazing.
Oh, yeah.
We should all have vision boards.
Same thing, basically.
Yeah.
Although it was kind of a sloppy vision board
right.
in the sense that all I had was pictures of.
Right.
I didn't have a specific house or anything like that, which I'm doing now.
Right. Absolutely, everybody should have a vision board. Mm-hmm. But I'm trying to also, not only should you have the vision board, but I would like people to check their thoughts more during the day because they have the vision board and they see it during the day when they're at home and during, that time. But then they spend all this other time, in their car, waiting for people and doing whatever, getting frustrated with everyday stuff or everyday money problems. So it's a counter effect. I would like to see them change their whole process of thinking as well. And I think, and people also, sometimes it does take months or a year to get things that are on your vision board, but when you're doing the things that are immediately stressing you out, which most of the time, again, is the phone bill, the electric bill, tires, that sort of thing, when you see that you can change that, when you see that you have an effect on how that plays out in your life in a day-to-day basis, your confidence grows. You get braver. You start just trusting so much that when you change that vision in your head, it's going to happen. That it does, and then it becomes a way of life. And it literally will not take you long to have that become a way of life at all.
Right.
So it's really, and because again we have the fun Lysol commercial stuff going on. I wanted to go back to the article that is online today. It's called Law of Attraction Simplified. It's an article that I've written that actually has this breakdown stuff in there. It actually talks to you about just some key things about the zone out time, daydreaming, the feeling that you get lost in, the solutions if you have problems that slink into your mind there, the recognize and acknowledgement that you have as well to notice what you're doing. And then it has a little bit of stories at the top and at the bottom. You can go to my website, Hawaii Psychic Jen or JenniferOPsychic.com, and click on any of the articles that I have on there. It'll take you to eZine articles, and when you go to eZine, click on my name. It'll pull up my new Law of Attraction article. I hope to have that out tomorrow. onto my website, and if I do, I'll also post it on Facebook because I know that a lot of people are clicking on my links on Facebook as well. And if you want to be my friend on Facebook, you can also go to my website and click on there. My profile's on there as well. But it's really easy. And the reason that I wrote the article, the reason that I wanted to do a show on this is because it's working so well for so many of my clients and friends. And it's just, it shouldn't be a chore. It really shouldn't, because you're doing it anyways. That is such a key point that I have to reiterate. You're doing it every day, whether you want to or not, whether you realize it or do not realize it. You're doing it. You're already doing it. So let's do something cool with it. Let's make life just really awesome and
take
easy.
more control of it.
Yeah, let's just make it easier. I get a lot of clients that they just need it easier. You know, they need to get through the week easier. They need. This is why blood pressure is so high. This is why, you know, we're having so many issues with stress. This is why you do stress management.
It is.
I mean, it's true. It's sad but true. And you know, when we were younger and we would daydream, we didn't have all the responsibilities that we do as adults.
We weren't allowed to daydream when I was young.
Well, he is such a liar. That is not even funny. So, anyways, we didn't have the responsibilities. We didn't have to feed the kids. We didn't have to. We didn't have any kids. We didn't have to go to the grocery store because guess what? You went to mom and dad and said, "I'm hungry." What a life that was, huh? I mean, you know, you just went, I need some money to go here, and all of a sudden it appeared. We had all this time to daydream. It was amazing. So you get older, and it turns into something else because again, there's that stigma with that doesn't really happen. That's just daydreaming. That's just you know, we don't have that much control, or you didn't really see that spirit in the other room, or no, you don't hear people talking to you. Yeah, right. Well, we all know that's not true, which that also shuts down your intuitive ability as well. But so as we become older, we start following all these rules that people have told us that, you know, you don't have control over this, and you aren't seeing people, and you know, all these things. When you get older, hopefully that you will reconnect in with, you do have intuition, you do have a connection with the universe, you do have control over your life. And it's really simple. It is so simple. So check out the article. And we're not sure what we're coming back with next week. I know that we get a flood of people sending stuff on the relationships issue. So we'll probably be back with that soon. We want to do a show coming up with blessings. And talk about that, the Hawaiian blessings, and actually blessings are something that you should be doing whether you're on the mainland or whether you're in Hawaii. Kumu Karen.
Yes. We're going to add one of her website as a link to your website.
Yes.
We'll be doing some work with her, and there's some other Hawaiian healers out there that will be working with, and some shows where we'll have some guest hosts as well, including Kumu and a friend of ours on the mainland, Bobby Marqueso.
Right. And the blessing thing I feel is really important to do for yourself always, and you can do it for your home, and it can be done over the phone. So if you're interested in that, you can definitely email me, Jennifer_spirits@hotmail.com, because it's really incredible energy healing, and she's quite is it Kahuna? I mean, she's
well,
quite
yeah.
I mean, she's the big wig for the blessings. We're talking that's who I go to. That's who. If you're going to have one done, you definitely would be honored and in a good hands if you had her. So again, you can email me Jennifer_spirit@hotmail.com. You can check out the website, jenniferopsychic.com or hawaiipsychicjen.com for the articles. I will post on Facebook. Thank you for bearing with us with commercials. It's so
we need to check our contract on the lifestyle commercials. Of course, maybe it was there just because we need to disinfect our lives and our thoughts and clean them out so that we can have a clear, clean conscience. Also, don't forget to check out our website designer, Pam Wells at
Inc.
Inc. Yes. It's on the bottom of Jen's page. I know that both of us have had a lot of success with her work. So if you're looking to boost your work or looking for someone who really can help you boost your work through that, definitely check out Pam's web designs.
All right. So thank you, everybody. We'll be back next Sunday at 10 a.m. We'll be posting the show shortly. Aloha.
Aloha.
Introducing Instagram teen accounts, a new way to keep your teens safer as they grow, like making sure they've got the right gear for riding.
Knee pads.
Check.
And helmet?
Done. See you, Dad.
New Instagram teen accounts, automatic protections for who can contact your teen and the content they can see.